My collecting continues to be oppressive to others and myself. What I collect is not what anyone would want. When the breakup finally came in the 3-year relationship that followed the end of my marriage, the woman remarked how relieved she was to have collecting out of her life. By then, I was living on top of all that stuff I had trucked north, and more, but I was at least able to write the following sentence: I collect nothing with a passion. That is to say, I collect hardly anything that is collectible, not a thing anyone else would wish to collect. But at the end of the day, having myself wanted all these unwanted things, having procured them and organized them, filed, boxed, arranged, and fussed over them, I have a collection. By now, I have a big collection, since I started as a boy and now am of that age in the middle. Perhaps you are a collector who, in contrast, collects collectibles. It has been said that virtually all children have the urge to collect, though many accumulate no more than a few pebbles, shells, or bottle caps. Some 4 million American adults declare that they too collect, and typically something more than pebbles. When you bought this book, did you pause to consider some other thing you might buy instead? Something of which you already have more, strictly speaking, than you need? Or are you a collector of books about collecting, or books about nothing? Do you have space in your life, a closet or wall or cabinet, that is dedicated to a multiplicity of objects explainable only by the fact that, in relation to each other, they define a unity? If so, then you are a collector of something. I am a collector of nothing, which means I am not in the collection of collectors of something. Sadly not in your company, yet I collect. Nothing. It sounds like a metaphor, but my metaphor weighs tons. It sounds like a cry for help. Let's assume you are a collector. As a collector, you have nothing to fear from me. I am not the person who beat you out at the last minute in that eBay auction, nor am I the person you beat. In fact, I have never bought or sold anything through eBay, haven't even made a bid. I am also not the bargain bloodhound at the monthly swap meet either, before the table or behind it. Of markets, I prefer super to flea. I've never been to Sotheby's or Christie's or a comic book fair. I am not the price-guided, nose-to-the-wind, pocket-full of wheat pennies kind of collector. Yet, it sounds like a riddle, I am most definitely a collector. Of course, no collector is exactly like any other, since collectors are defined by their collections. A collector of fountain pens is not like a coin collector, or a collector of Caruso 78s, or palindromes, or signed sneakers, or a collector of sardine can labels. Different combinations of beauty and utility and value make different collectors and their collections as distinct from each other as piano, horn, and violin, though each can play an unmistakable middle C. The music in this metaphor is owning something in quantity for reasons beyond pure need. The widely shared impulse to collect comes partly from a wound we feel deep inside this richest, most materialistic of all societies, and partly from a wound that many of us feel in our personal histories. Collecting may not be the most direct means of healing those wounds, but it serves well enough. It finds order in things, virtue in preservation, knowledge in obscurity, and above all it discovers and even creates value. What is valuable? Rudely consumers awaken to the modern world's sleight of hand. How easy it is to become a loser by wrongly gauging worth, bulling the bear and bearing the bull. At the same time, possessing little, going lean can seem like double deprivation in a world that offers so much. Watchful anxiety about the other complements doubt about our own self-worth in a competitive society. Value has become a more difficult question than ever, and collecting is a social form that responds to that question. It's a way of controlling the voracious world, the world that consumes us as we consume it. Commanding value is an assertion of identity. What is worthy? What is worth? Collectors sense the painful pragmatic and metaphysical dimensions of those questions in the modern world by dwelling where the plane of desire-denial crosses the plane of supply-demand. What can I get? What can you get? What can we get of each other's getting?